everybody, welcome to Sailing Tips. Today we're going to talk about a common question I hear all the time, and that is, why do I need a VHF radio when I already have a cell phone? To narrow things down a bit, we'll compare an iPhone 8 and later to an ICOM M94D. To start with some physical characteristics, it's good to know that both of these are waterproof, and the ICOM also floats. iPhones 8 and later are waterproof too, but unfortunately they don't float. Now, neither of these are waterproof enough to go diving with or anything like that, but it's good to know that they'll be safe from water and spray on the deck of a boat. The floating feature of the ICOM is nice, but realistically, if you drop it overboard, you're probably going to lose it anyways. Both the iPhone and the ICOM have enough battery life to get you through a full day of sailing. When it comes time to charge, the ICOM uses a cradle with an AC or 12-volt adapter. The iPhone charges through a lightning connector connected to a USB port or a wall adapter. The iPhone can also charge on an inductive charging pad. The ICOM radios can transmit for about 5 nautical miles, so you can carry on a conversation with somebody about that far away. The range of the iPhone is similar, except all communications have to go through a land-based antenna, which looks something like this. If you're out of range of a land-based antenna, iPhones simply can't communicate with each other, so even if you can see a boat, you can't communicate with it. To make a call on the iPhone, you simply dial the number like you would on any phone. Or you can pick it from your phone book. On the ICOM, you select the channel that you want to talk on, and you push the button to talk. The key difference between a handheld radio and an iPhone is that for the iPhone, the calls are all private, whereas with a handheld VHF, they're broadcast to all the boats in the area. This is both good and bad. If you want to have a private conversation, you're better off with an iPhone. But if you're in trouble, it's better to be able to call the nearest boat, even if you don't know their phone number. To get a weather report on your iPhone, you simply use your web browser and browse to your favorite weather network or National Weather Authority. To get a weather report on the ICOM, you push the weather network button and listen to a recording.
Cloud, high 8, Friday night, cloudy.
So that's a little bit cumbersome, but it still enables you to get weather forecasts far outside of cell phone range. And because the National Weather Authorities usually transmit with very powerful antenna, you can be 20 or 30 nautical miles away from an antenna and still get the messages. Both the iPhone and the ICOM contain integral GPS units, but because you can download apps on the iPhone, you can download a nice chart plotter, whereas on the ICOM, the GPS functionality is a bit more rudimentary. You can enter waypoints and navigate to them, but that's about it. To make a distress call on the ICOM, you go to channel 16 and push the button to talk. On the iPhone, you can make a 911 call, or if your local authorities support it, *16. This is one area where the ICOM really leaps ahead of the iPhone. You can simply push this distress button, and it will transmit your location and your identity to the Coast Guard and all the boats in the neighborhood, so everybody will know that you're in trouble. The iPhone, on the other hand, simply goes to the 911 operator, so the boat that's right next to you won't necessarily know that you're in trouble. The ICOM has a man overboard button. You can push this and it marks your GPS location, and it also shows you exactly how to navigate back to the man overboard. One of the coolest things to come around in a long time is AIS, or the Automatic Information System. Basically, it requires all commercial vessels to transmit on VHF their GPS location, their speed, their heading, their destination. On the iPhone, you can download an AIS app that allows you to see all the ships in the vicinity, and you can click on one and highlight it and see the details about that particular ship. The ICOM's display is a bit more rudimentary, but it works absolutely anywhere, including in the middle of the ocean. And even though the display looks rudimentary, the cool thing about the ICOM is that you can highlight a ship and call it directly from your radio and talk to it and communicate with the ship if you're in trouble or if you're concerned about being on a collision course. There's absolutely no way to communicate with that ship from the iPhone. So in terms of overall functionality, you can do voice calls on both, you can get weather reports on both have internal GPSs, but you can download apps on the iPhone, which is one thing you can't do on the ICOM. So you can get a nice chart plotter on the iPhone, for example. On the other hand, there's no one-button man overboard on the iPhone, and nor is there any AIS call target. One thing I really want to emphasize is that iPhones are truly dependent on cell phone towers to have full functionality. And without a cell phone tower, they're really nothing but a fancy GPS chart plotter. So what do I bring with me? Do I bring a handheld VHF or an iPhone? To be honest with you, I bring both because they offer complementary functions, and it's really nice to have a backup in case one of them stops working. If you found this video useful, please leave a like, leave any comments in the field below, consider subscribing to my channel, and thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.